basics, of course it's going to lead to
Right.
Yeah, of course.
So I hear a lot about this high value man and high value women and all these things online. You know, and the high value man is someone who's making over 6 figures and over 6 feet tall and whatever it is.
Like Mr. Howes over here. Yeah.
But what is it that men can do to become more high value than just their financial abundance and their height? How can they be a high value man, whether they have money or they have height or any of that stuff?
Have complete and utter self-control. And what I mean by that is you try and control your mind, body, and soul in a way that will lead to positive long-term outcomes for you as a man. If you get to the gym and you eat right, your long-term body will appreciate that. If you save your money, you don't waste it on alcohol and clubs and this and that, your long-term self who will be able to invest in I was going to say Netflix, not Netflix, NFTs and all that, whatever it is that businesses, your long-term self will appreciate that. If you're able to dedicate some time to some spirituality or something to disconnect from this world, your long-term anxiety will appreciate that. So a man who has complete and utter self-control and makes responsible decisions that serve him in the long run is truly high value. Somebody who can resist short-term desires and short-term temptations for long-term goals. Who can shake a man like that?
Right.
A man who can resist having sex with every single woman because he doesn't want to get the wrong woman pregnant. Who can shake a man like that? Whereas a man with no self-control, any woman can distract him, any money can distract him, any opportunity can distract him. He is malleable. You can't be high value and malleable at the same time. So it's having an identity that's constructed on self-control that will make you high value. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how short you are, how rich you are, how broke you are. If you've got no self-control, you're a weak man, unfortunately. It's very difficult to have self-control. But if they can master it, they're incredible.
So what I'm hearing you say is women should really be looking for that quality and the partner they're choosing.
Self-control.
Not, okay, he's tall, dark, and handsome, or whatever it is these days. I guess women are more into like the skinny, like artistic guy, whatever. It's always like changing, right? But he's a certain look and he's got a certain amount of money. He's a high value man.
If he hasn't got self-control, he's a liability to you and your children. Yeah, and you have to remember that. So
what happens when you get in a relationship with a man who on paper looks like they have everything? Great career, they've got money, they've got the car, they've got the house, they're put together, dressed well, groomed, perfect height, all these different things, great friends, great network, but they lack self-control. What will happen down the line? Relationship, marriage, kids.
Unfortunately, what that might look like is if you lack self-control, it might look like indulging with other women. It might look like gambling your money away. It might look like eating and consuming the wrong kind of drugs or whatever it is. A lack of self-control will lead to a man down a path where he will no longer be able to recognize himself.
Wow.
Whereas self-control, he has a consistent identity from the day he's born until the day he dies, because he dictates his future. Even if he wants to have a day of no control, it was his choice. It was genuinely his choice. If it's 1 or 2 days where he wants to get drunk and he wants, but he's not subject to the environment or to people and to everybody else.
He's not influenced by his surroundings.
He's influenced by what his long-term goals are. And if he's got, like, tomorrow I don't have to start early, I'm going to get drunk today. Or, you know what, I'm single, I'm just going to, today I'm just going to do what I want to do. No, I'm not judging that, because it's an element of self-control. But when it's like, oh my God, I'm so stressed, I need to watch pornography. Or, oh my God, I'm so this. Unfortunately, that man is self-destructive. And you can't have children with self-destructive men, unfortunately. Similarly with having women.
Right.
I don't mean it's just for men. You
Sure.
cannot have children with people who are self-destructive, because it's contagious. And it will then go on to the children and so on and so forth. And so many people forget this when they're selecting partners.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to get to the women's side here, like what a high-value woman is and should be defined by. But you really can't change your partner that much.
No, absolutely not.
Once someone has chosen, this is my identity, this is who I am, they have to be the ones to say, I want to improve, grow, transform, heal, change, but you're not going to be able to influence them over and over to be exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So if you think I'm going to get married to this person, then I'm going to control them, they're going to be miserable when you're controlling them and trying to change them.
Absolutely. And also, you've shown them that you accept their unacceptable behavior, so they can't change and respect you. So let's say, for example, I choose a man who's a compulsive gambler. I've already chosen him. He already knows I have low boundaries.
Wow.
So I've already shown him I accept the unacceptable. So say if tomorrow he became a really great guy, he's not going to want me. He's going to outgrow this woman with no boundaries who accepts the unacceptable. Women think he's going to be like, oh, I'm so grateful to my ride or die. He's really going to be like, I've outgrown this person, as he should. Because he shouldn't be with a woman that accepts the unacceptable because she's not incompatible with the new him. Same thing with men and women.
She might feel like inferior as he's transforming and growing if she's not willing to do it together with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like. There was no boundaries.
Wow.
And it's like when you have a manager at work that lets you come in late, lets you, drink on the job, lets you take days off. If one day they stamp the authority, you're going to be like, I'm not listening to you.
Right.
But when you decide to be better at your job, you're going to want a new workplace because you want better manager, you want better structure. So same thing happens in all human connections, unfortunately.
Absolutely. You got to create that standard and stick to it.
You've got to stick to it, unfortunately.
So it seems to me that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that in today's society, a high-value woman is someone who is beautiful, attractive, has a, young body, and gets lots of attention from men online. It seems to me like a desirable, high-value woman is perceived that in today. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely, I would agree.